Hello, it's Sonia here with The Pretty Stitch. Welcome to my channel. If this is your first time joining me, I'm so happy to have you here. So today we are going to be making a quick little project. So I have my H-hook or 5mm hook, and I'm using some DK weight yarn. So since Valentine's Day is around the corner, I thought we would just do a little heart project here. So we're actually just making a little heart, like a little heart applique, which you could use for a variety of projects. You could sew it onto a blanket. You could, if you made a little square, you could add it as decoration for that, or on clothing. I've actually used these. I know holey jeans are really in style, but when my girls were younger, if they had a hole in their jeans, I would actually make little appliques and sew them on top of the holes on their jeans, and it would look really cute. So you could just get creative with this. So to get started, you are going to chain 2. So we have 2 chains on our hook, and we're going to work 9 half double crochet in the second chain from your hook. Now if you really don't like this method, you could actually do a magic circle and work 9 half double crochet in your magic circle. I'm not a big fan of magic circle. It's just not my favorite technique, but if you really aren't liking this technique, then you can certainly try the magic circle. I do have a video on how to do magic circle, so I will put that in the little eye for you if you want to check that out. So we're going to work 9 half double crochet. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so I have my 9 half double crochet. So before we get started for round 2, we are working in rounds, so this is round 1. We're going to pop in a stitch marker in our last stitch, just as a little guide. So I'm using a scrap piece of yarn here. You can certainly use actual stitch markers. I lost all mine, so I don't know where they are. These work just as well. Okay, so round 1 is complete. We're going to get ready for round 2. So to begin round 2, we are going to insert our hook in that first single crochet, and we're joining that. So we're joining it with a slip stitch, and we're going to chain 1, and now we are officially ready for round 2. We're going to work 3 single crochet right in that first stitch. So I have my 3 single crochet there, and we're going to single crochet in the next stitch. In our next stitch here, we're going to work a single crochet and a half double crochet. So this is the first half of our heart, and we're going to keep going. So now our next stitch, we're going to work a half double crochet and 2 double crochet all in that same stitch. So there's our half double crochet, and then our first double crochet and our second double crochet. And if my voice sounds a little off, I've been sick. I'm definitely a lot better than I was, but I still got a little ways to go, but I'm getting there. And then in our next stitch, we are going to work a double crochet, a half double crochet, and a slip stitch, all in that same stitch. And now we have created the first half of our heart, so we're going to keep going. So our next stitch, we're going to work a slip stitch, a half double crochet, and a double crochet. So we're working on the second half of the heart. So then our next stitch, we're working our 2 double crochet and a half double crochet all in that same stitch. And I also have this same little heart on TikTok if you'd rather see that. I can link that as well. Alright, and then our next stitch, we are going to work a half double crochet and a single crochet. And then we have one more stitch, so we're going to pull that stitch marker out. So we marked that stitch, and the reason why that was our last stitch, you might think that's your last stitch, but it's not. It's part of the join. So now to finish up this project, we're just going to join in our first stitch here with a slip stitch. And there is our heart. So as you can see, we have a hole, so very easy to fix. Take your tail, give it a pull, and she's all taken care of. So if you worked a magic circle, then obviously you would have pulled on that for your magic circle. But this is, you know, a different method. I'm just, like I said, not a fan of magic circle, but that's okay. Some people love it, so you do you. So here are some other hearts that I made that I wanted to show you. So this is the one that I just showed you how to make. And I used all the same directions for these, but you can make different size hearts depending on the yarn you use. So I have this weird squiggly yarn. It's probably more like a sport weight yarn, and I used a G hook or a 4.25mm hook. And then this one was made with the H and DK weight yarn. So you can see the difference there. Almost the same size, because this yarn, it has such an odd texture. It kind of almost like puffs up when you stitch on it, which is kind of weird. And then this is DK weight yarn, and I used an F hook or a 3.75mm hook. So you can definitely see this guy is smaller. And then I made one with worsted weight yarn or number 4 yarn, and I used a J hook, so you can definitely see the size difference with these guys. So you can definitely play around with different types of yarn and different hook sizes to achieve different sized hearts. So of course what you would want to do, I'm not going to do it because I want to reuse this yarn, you would cut this and then you would weave in any loose ends. And I do suggest if you were going to sew this onto a project, you could either start with your tail. You could have a longer chain and then you could just use this long tail to sew on, or you could have this one be the longer tail for sewing and then, you know, obviously weave in the shorter one. But as I said before, I'm not going to weave in any loose ends because I actually am going to reuse this yarn. But I hope you enjoyed this quick little project, and if you did, please like and subscribe, and thank you so much for watching.